This is a video that will show you very basic embellishments. We call them our bag of tricks. We'll focus here on the G box, D, G, B, D, G. There's only 3 notes, but we're playing 5. You can always add a chord into any piece of music. Now this instrument is arranged so that you can always find a chord when you have a blank string or a string that's not played in between. 1, 2, 3, that's called a third interval. You can move it up, you can move it down. That will always work. Quite often you can do a 4th interval, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can go across the bridge. You go from one white to the other white, but drop your hand just 1 note. So again, that's part of the G chord because it's B and G. You can move up 1 string for each hand. That will give you a nice sound there. We come over here to the treble bridge. It's the same principle. I'll pick 2 whites and then drop my hand 1. So those are things you don't even need to think about. It's right there waiting for you. Now another embellishment I teach my students is what I call a sweep. So in this case, it's the G chord, D, G, B, but I want to hit 3 strings and make it sound like 1. You can see it's a sweeping motion. That's why I call it a sweep. And then say I wanted to do a D, that would be A, D, F sharp. On your basic 15-14 dulcimer, your top note will be D on the left treble, your bottom note will be D on the right bass, and you can always do what's called a shank. You don't even have to be accurate, don't even have to look at it. On my instrument, the D is here. So those are very basic embellishments. Now something that you can do is put several of those together, and I will demonstrate with amazing grace. Straight across and down 1. That's a third. Now this gives us a little tension. Coming over here, 3rd interval, coming back up here. Cross and down 1. Coming up here, we're going to do a sweep. This is G, B, and D again. Coming over here, this is a G. 3rd interval, 1, 2, 3, finishing the hymn. And then I'm going to do my D chord. G, B, D, G. And those are very basic embellishments. In our next video, we'll get into more advanced things.